We welcome you back to Manasquan High School for leg 2 of our JSBL doubleheader. Are we live? We're live. All right, thank you, Nick. It's a solo production for the broadcast, at least I should say. Second half of our doubleheader, WCT Warriors against OIB Ortho. A big game towards the bottom half of the standings, as the last game was a big game for the top of the standings. As the ball is up, and we're underway. OIB Ortho wins the tip-off. Starting five for Ortho, wearing the blue uniforms. Dante Weesey at point guard as he drives in and can't finish a layup, but puts it back in to start the scoring. So Weesey at the point guard spot, along with Justin Feuerbacher, Josh Michigan, Justin Serrano, and Amar Lane, as three-pointer from Scott Jamesi won't go for WCT. Starting five for WCT, Andre Wells at point guard. Jack Collins also in the backcourt, alongside Ryan Savoy, Jacob Morales, and Scott Jamesi, as Amar Lane finishes in the lane, as Ortho opens up the scoring with two straight buckets. Savoy, a long three, is short. Weesey with a nice bounce pass to Serrano. He gets rejected at the rim. The chase down by Savoy. Here's Collins. Long three is good. Defense into offense for WCT. It's 4-3. So 4-3 lead, and if this game is anything close to as good as the last one, it might be one of the best nights of basketball on the season, as Lane, on a second chance, puts in the tip-in. It's 6-3 in the opening minute. As a long three from Morales won't go, Weesey with the rebound. Dante Weesey been one of the stories of the JSBL season. He has been a marvelous point guard as he gives to Lane. He finishes inside once again. Weesey plays at Millersville, originally from Allentown, New Jersey. Here's Wells. Stops under the basket, needs some help, finds a cutting Savoy. Regains control, kicks out to Jamesi. Straightaway three is short, but Savoy skies for the offensive rebound. Here's Wells, a long three-pointer. That one too strong. We'll get a whistle and an away from the ball foul. I believe they'll get Weesey, as him and Collins were battling for a space rebounding the basketball. First on Weesey, first in the game by either side. It'll be Wells to control it. Here's Jamesi, misses the floater, gets his own rebound and puts it back in. Jamesi cuts the lead to a possession. It's 8-5 in the opening 2 minutes. Here's Weesey driving in on Morales. Kicks out for Michigan. Josh Michigan is alongside Weesey, another one of those scoring revelations in the JSBL this year. Headed to St. Anselm after a year at St. Thomas Aquinas. And he gets the spinning layup to fall. Here's Collins, over to Wells. 10-5 in the opening few minutes, as Wells under the basket fires back out to Savoy. 10 to shoot. Savoy driving in on Michigan. A scoop layup is off the glass and in. And the inbound goes wayward over to Savoy. So a new possession for WCT. They can tie with a three. Savoy looking to do just that. He leaves it short as Serrano hauls in the rebound. Justin Serrano going behind the back, now into the lane. Driving, gets rejected by Jack Collins, and he saves it. Inbounds over to Andre Wells as Collins goes flying into the stands as we get a whistle. And we'll see, it is a foul, I believe, on OIB Ortho. Didn't get a foul call, so not sure what happened there, unless it went out of bounds and I just wasn't looking because I was focused on Jack Collins. Either way, here's Savoy into the lane as he loses the ball in midair. That one will bounce out of bounds, back towards the way of OIB Ortho. Well, Savoy got high in the air, but he just kind of forgot to flip the ball towards the basket, out of bounds. Weesey over to Michigan, driving baseline into the lane. He got blocked by Morales. Savoy with the rebound. It's a 4-on-2 break, leaves for Wells. The layup is rejected by Amar Lane. Some tough rim defense being played by both teams. Michigan steps back into a transition three. He leaves it short. Jamesi with the rebound, another 2-on-1 break. Here's Wells. Layup is no good, but they'll get Weesey on a foul as he got lower body contact on Wells. Two quick fouls on Weesey, and again, only one player off the bench for OIB Ortho, and that's Thomas Menegas. Two off the bench for WCT Warriors. It's Quinn Peters and Ryan Fronheim. First free throw for Wells is good. Wells second, around the rim and good, so a 2-for-2 trip for Andre Wells to cut the deficit to 10-9. Here's Amar Lane into the front court. Try to get a dribble handoff for Michigan. Instead, he'll take it himself and hands off to Serrano. Back to Lane on the pick and pop. Knocks down a 3. 7 early points for Amar Lane as Collins gets stripped the other way. Here's Feuerbacher. Finger roll finish is good. Justin Robinson said it pretty well last time out. Seaview Jeep did beat OIB Ortho, but in the post-game interview, Robinson said they just do not let up as Morales misses on a corner 3. The JSBL's most prolific three-point shooter so far this season in terms of efficiency and volume couldn't get that one to fall. Another one of the most proficient, Michigan, can't get that layup to fall. Here's Wells, try to leave it for Collins. Now finds Jamesi into the lane, finds a cutting Morales. He goes up and finishes. Down to a 15-11 lead for OIB Ortho as we near the midway point of the first quarter. Lane at the top of the key. Sizing up Jamesi. Now falls away from 2. That one too strong. Bouncing rebound goes over to Serrano. Driving into the lane on Collins. The hook is up and in. Here's Wells, driving in on Michigan, kicks out to Morales, thought about a 3 in the corner. Instead, he'll drive baseline, steps through, tried to leave it for Wells, but it got deflected. 10 to shoot, WCT with it back, here's Savoy. Tried to find Morales down low, he does get it eventually, but blocked by Lane. So Amar Lane wreaking havoc on both ends of the floor. Weesey kicks out for Michigan, fakes a pass, driving in. Floater is up, no good, but a foul on the way up. And that will bring us to our immediate timeout. Jamesi with the foul, only his first, and we will head to the timeout. 4:26 to play in the first quarter. 17-11, OIB Ortho with a lead. We'll be back after this on the JSBL Network. We're back in Manasquan after the immediate timeout as Josh Michigan knocks down his first free throw. Michigan misses the second. Collins a 3 the other way. Can't knock that one down. It's short. Rebound goes to Lane. Here's Lane looking to go coast to coast. Instead, tried to find Menegas cutting to the basket. Picked off by WCT. Here they go the other way. Euro by Savoy, and he finishes in the lane. Nice job by Savoy. Again, he can jump as high as anyone in this league and cuts the deficit back down to 5. Here's Weesey. Through 3 defenders, kicks out for Michigan in the corner. Off the dribble, a pull-up 2 is short. Morales the rebound. Morales now to Jamesi on the low block. And the hook is up and good. And Jamesi, when he gets to his spot and he can get that hook off where he just palms the ball and lobs it up, it's almost unguardable. if you can't put a hand on it. As we see creating space, and that's 3 fouls. When you extend the arm like that, they're going to get the whistle. And that's 3 fouls on Dante Weesey here with 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. So he will head to the bench. Justin Serrano will check back in. Subs for WCT. Quinn Peters and Ryan Fronheim check in for Andre Wells and Jacob Morales. Here's Collins. Finds Jamesi, thought about a 3, kicks for Collins. He thought about a 3. Instead, he'll drive and rise up with a floater. Too strong, gets his own rebound, gives to Fronheim, and he'll reset with 12 on the shot clock. Fronheim driving on Michigan, finds Peters under the basket, couldn't handle the bounce pass, and out of bounds, it'll be a turnover. Here's Menegas left open from 3, misses that one. Collins with the rebound. Finds Fronheim, what a pass and what a finish as Fronheim on one motion. I tell you what, Collins may not be a primary point guard, but he can pass as well as anybody in this league. As they'll get another offensive foul on Thomas Menegas. That'll be a turnover. First on Menegas, and WCT will take over, trying to take the lead. They're down by 1. And a turnover as Savoy couldn't handle it. Here comes Michigan the other way. 2:18 to play in the first quarter. Menegas back to Michigan. Good defense by Fronheim. He kicks out to Feuerbacher. Now Serrano in the corner. 3-pointer is too strong, but Feuerbacher there for the rebound. Just flips it up and in on the second chance. Jamesi steps through. Again, that post took. It's a little unorthodox where instead of flipping it over with the ball kind of under his hand, he gets fully around the ball and just kind of throws it at the basket. But it has been really good all season long, especially tonight. As Menegas gets his defender in the air, he'll head to the stripe. Good job on the ball fake by Thomas Menegas. And he will head to the free throw line. They'll get the foul on Savoy. Only first on Savoy, first on WCT in the last 2 minutes. Menegas misses the first one short. Second free throw for Menegas around the rim and out, but nice job by Feuerbacher rising for the rebound. Now Menegas gets the miss. Menegas, a turnaround hook. That one won't go either, and Jamesi stops all that and gets the rebound the other way for WCT. Kicks out to Peters in his corner. Off the glass and almost banked in, but off the mark. Here's Michigan with space going coast to coast. That one just lips out. Peters tips out the rebound, a chase for it, won by Collins. And now he's in the corner, drives baseline, behind the back feed to Jamesi. Flashy passing from Jack Collins, and WCT takes the lead 21-20 with a minute to play in the first quarter. Now Michigan off a screen from Lane. Peters switches on to him. 10 to shoot. 50 on the game clock. Lane on a bounce pass, down low, guarded by Jamesi, finds Menegas cutting to the lane. He goes up and in, and the foul. Collins came over to try to block the shot. He was in the air. Menegas with another nice hesitation move. And Menegas will have a chance for a 3-point play. Fouls on Collins.
Down the basket to Thomas Menegas.
And WCT over the limit.
Number 12, Ryan Savoy. That is
They'll actually get Savoy on the foul, I should say.
at the line. Thomas
Jack Collins is saying that should be on me. I would agree, and that is the correct call.
His first.
Only the first on Collins. So it'll be one more for Menegas with 43.9 seconds on the clock and a 22-21 lead for OIB Ortho. Misses it short. Jamesi with the rebound. Trying to go coast to coast. Rises up. Gets another one to fall. And gives WCT the lead back. Jamesi with another bucket. Here's Serrano the other way. 10-second difference between shot and game clock. Serrano in the lane. Can't get the layup to fall, but he was fouled on the way up. We'll see who it's on.
WCT foul, charge number 13, Jack Collins.
That's Collins. 2 quick ones on him in back-to-back possessions.
At the line, Justin Serrano, he will be shooting 2.
Misses the first. And makes the second. So Justin Serrano splits a pair to knot this game up at 23. 3 seconds separating shot and game clock. Here's Savoy off the dribble, driving in, goes up, and it got stuck under the basket. Serrano blocked it, and I believe that'll be a jump ball.
Jump ball's been assessed.
And it will be a jump ball with 19 on the game clock, 16 on the shot clock.
It'll be Savoy and Serrano.
It'll be Savoy and Lane.
Correction, Savoy and Lane.
Savoy tried to get a beat on the jump on the ball going in the air. And that one won by WCT. Here's Frauenheim. Shot clock off now. Jamesi gives back to Frauenheim. 10 now on the game clock. Frauenheim off a screen from Jamesi with 6. He'll rise from the foul line. Wide open. He knocks it down with 3 seconds left. And that'll be all she wrote in the first quarter. 25-23 lead. The WCT Warriors lead after an entertaining first quarter with playoff implications. We'll take a quick break with the second quarter coming up next on the JSBL Network. We're back here for the second quarter of play. The WCT Warriors with a 25-20 lead with the ball, 25-23 lead, I should say, with the ball. Scott Jamesi, turnaround hook once again. That's his bread and butter. The lead is 4. Dante Weesey now with the ball for OIB Ortho. He picked up 3 fouls in the opening quarter as Amar Lane throws it down with 2 hands. Ball ricocheted a couple of times before finding him on the baseline. And the lead back to 2. Here's Jamesi. Drives and kicks to Peters. He gets it stripped and out of bounds. As the inbound for Peters. Deflected out of bounds by Serrano. And the officials agree. Okay. Leaders in the first quarter, 10 points for Scott Jamesi on 5 of 8 shooting, 5 of 6 from 2-point range, 0 of 2 from beyond the arc, along with 6 rebounds. Both lead all players. Dante Weesey with 2 points and 6 rebounds as Morales. Shot won't fall. Rebound deflects off of 2 different WCT Warriors into the hands of Weesey for his 7th rebound. Trying to go coast to coast. Kicks out to Michigan. Thought about a 3 in the corner. Instead, gives back to Weesey. Finds Serrano. Over to Lane. Great ball movement from OIB Ortho, and it results in points by Amar Lane. Amar Lane with 9 points in that opening quarter. Here's Frauenheim. Gets the layup to fall. Frauenheim with his 2nd bucket of the day. His 3rd, I should say. He now has 6 points. Here's Weesey. Driving baseline with Peters on him. Steps through. Gives off to Serrano at the last minute. His shot no good. Great defense by Jamesi. Here's Wells leading the way. Finds Jamesi down low in the post. Trying to go once again. Another layup and good. He's not the tallest center here in the league, but he has some of the best touch in the post out of any big man here. He finished off a great season at Tufts this past year. Here's Weesey with Morales on him. Kicks out to Menegas. Was looking for Serrano on a bounce pass, but it goes off his legs and out of bounds. It's a 31-27 lead for WCT. Frauenheim will bring the ball up. Frauenheim kicks out for Jamesi. He'll try a three and knocks it down. This is Scott Jamesi's game so far. He's got 15 points, knocks down his first three of the night, and the lead is 7. Tied for the largest of the game by either side. That was by Ortho, WCT's largest lead of the night. Here's Michigan over to Weesey. Now down low to Menegas with Morales on him. Into the post. Backs him down, turns around. Hook won't go. Rebound is tipped. Out of bounds off Menegas last. It'll be WCT ball. OIB Ortho led 18-11 midway through that first half. Since then, it's been a 23-9 run. Here's Frauenheim on a three. Got it to go. Frauenheim is heating up here in this second quarter. And it's 37-27, first double-digit lead of the night by either side. That ball out of bounds off Weesey with Frauenheim providing the defense. As Justin Feuerbacher will check into the game, he replaces Thomas Menegas. Frauenheim back in his home gym, played at Manasquan in high school. Great player before heading to Babson. And he is heating up in the second quarter. Here's Wells with 11 to shoot, drives into the lane. Scoop layup is short, but he got fouled on the way up. Frauenheim just finished his sophomore season at Babson. Played in 28 games off the bench, but was great here at Manasquan. As Wells will head to the free throw line. First one is good. Frauenheim, as a senior, averaged 11 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. As Manasquan won the Group 2 state title over Caldwell, 62-29 the state final. Frauenheim had 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. 39-27 lead. Here's Weesey. Into the lane, kicks out for Amar Lane. Off the dribble, working on Jamesi. Fall away two-pointer is short. Jamesi with the rebound. Jamesi looking to go coast to coast, a spin move, a hook. Leaves that one too strong, but he gets his own rebound. Can't get the putback to fall. Serrano gets the defensive rebound. Here is Serrano, gets his pocket picked by Frauenheim, but it deflects out to Michigan. His driving layup is good. Michigan cuts the deficit to 10 on a nice drive, and obviously we know what he can do as a three-point shooter, but Michigan is great driver as well. He has great body control and knows exactly where he needs to go to get to the basket. Here's Morales on a sidestep dribble, 2, fade away, won't go. 6 minutes to play in the first half, still a double-digit lead for WCT. Here's Michigan into the lane. On the block, rises up over Jamesi. That one won't fall. Morales with the rebound. Over to Wells. Wells driving in. Stops, puts it up. That one won't fall, but another offensive rebound for Jamesi. Another hook, another basket. Jamesi has played excellent so far tonight. He has been absolutely one of the most improved JSBL players this year, as Weesey can't fall on a three. Frauenheim gets the rebound. Here he goes the other way. Finds, he tried to find Wells cutting. A little far behind him as the next outlet pass, a little too far on that one. It'll go out of bounds and back to WCT. Jamesi will get a well-deserved break. Jack Collins and Ryan Savoy check back into the game. He replaces Quinn Peters. That'll be Wells to bring the ball up. Wells off a Collins screen, gets switched onto Lane. Working the dribble moves. Drives in, gets his man in the air, just rises up, can't get it to fall off the glass, but Savoy right up there to clean it up for the putback. It's 43-29, and WCT has turned on the intensity on both ends of the floor and have taken a commanding 14-point lead. Here's Weesey. Pulls up from 2, and he knocks it down. Now Frauenheim freed himself up on a ball fake and knocks down the floater. Again, the Manasquan alum, the former Warrior, having a great second quarter and a big reason why WCT is up by 14 points. Michigan into the lane, a sweet finger roll finish. Now Savoy driving on Feuerbacher, hangs in the air and left it short. Feuerbacher with the rebound. The former Christian Brothers stand out before heading to Middlebury. Here's Weesey in the lane. He can't get it to fall. Tough night for Weesey so far, especially given the 3 fouls. Savoy, a skip pass over to Collins. He thought about a 3, instead gives back to Savoy in the opposite wing. He drives. Scoop layup is good. It's back up to 14 for WCT as Weesey. Over to Feuerbacher, a driving layup is good. Both teams starting to speed up here on offense. 47-35. Here's Wells with Feuerbacher on him. Working the dribble moves once again, and he lays it in. He is so good at getting under the defender and just flipping the ball up in the air to get it to fall. As Serrano down low, gets it to fall, and a foul. And with that, that'll bring us to the second quarter immediate timeout. 49-35. WCT Warriors starting to control this one over OIB Ortho. With the timeout, we'll take a quick break on the other side. Rest of the first half coming up here in Manasquan. We're back here after the media timeout. Again, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast that this game has some big-time playoff implications towards the bottom of the standings. WCT at 2-4 and OIB Ortho at 1-4. For WCT, a victory tonight, they do lead by 12, so if they keep up the same pace, they would win this game. A victory tonight would guarantee them no worse than the 6th seed, and with an opportunity to climb up even further in the standings depending on how Larson Ford and CVU Jeep play. We saw CVU Jeep win tonight as Serrano knocks down the 3-point play free throw. It's down to 11. They could fall to last if they lose this game. So very important to win it as Andre Wells with the sweet fake to get his defender in the air. For OIB Ortho, a loss, and if Larson Ford beats Stearns Trailer tomorrow night, would lock them into the 8th seed with a matchup against County Line Auto Body in the first round. Still nothing concrete yet with plenty of game left to be played as Frauenheim misses a jumper. Under 3 minutes to play. If they win this game, OIB Ortho, they could climb to as high as number 4 depending on how the rest of the week goes, but we'll have to see as Serrano scores to cut the deficit to 11. Still a lot of basketball to be played in this game and in the rest of the week. We got a 4-day week this week. Tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, which is the makeup games after last Tuesday was rained out, and then Thursday is the last day of the regular season. Another stop for OIB Ortho. Here's Feuerbacher into the lane. Gets caught under the basket, blocked away by Morales. Rebound goes to Collins. With pace, kicks out for Frauenheim, steps into a 3. That one's short. And Wells tracks down the rebound after the deflection from Morales and has to save it all the way to Frauenheim. At the top of the key, a fresh 14 for WCT. Morales to Collins, 6 to shoot. Collins looking to find a pass. He finds Wells back to Collins at the shot clock buzzer. It's good. Jack Collins at Thomas Menegas looking for different ways where he could go with the ball. He got it right back and knocked down a 3, and the lead back up to 14. Here's Michigan off a screen. Uncontested layup is good. And I'll tell you what, I said this last week, but Josh Michigan, that is a Division I basketball player right there. He's about 6'5", good size for a guard. He can shoot it and he can drive it. That is a Division I player. I said it. I know it's not a hot take based on his play here this summer as Frauenheim misses on a floater, but he is playing some very high-level Division II basketball. He played at St. Thomas Aquinas this past year. He's going to St. Anselm this year, so certainly a big chance to thrive in the high-level Division II ranks. And hey, you know what? Sometimes you're happy with your level. You know, Division I, you don't have to be up in Division I to really thrive. We've seen that with a lot of guys who played here. A turnover on OIB Ortho. It'll be WCT ball as Jamesi checks back into the game and knocks down another post hook. Speaking of guys who have thrived at the lower levels, Jamesi with a great season at Tufts this past year, and again, has improved so much year over year. Weesey with under a minute to play, over to Menegas. Was looking for Serrano down low, but deflected out of bounds by Jack Collins. 53 seconds on the clock. And a lot of these OIB Ortho guys have been close for a long time. A lot of familiarity playing alongside each other as Serrano knocks down the layup. Here is Collins. Finds Jamesi down low. Goes to that patented post hook, and you can't let him get to that spot because he will run roughshod with that post hook if you let him get to his positioning down low. As we see into the lane, blocked by Jamesi, but he committed the foul on the way up.
WCT foul, charge number 20, Scott Jamesi. That is his second, team's first.
Only 2 on Jamesi. First in the last 2 minutes on WCT. So Serrano will head to the free throw line for 2. Correction, it'll be Weesey, not Serrano, shooting the free throws. First one won't go. Too strong off the back iron. It'll be one. He'll have one more. Second one is good, so Weesey splits a pair, and the lead is 13 with 32 seconds left. They can go 2 for 1. Wells driving straight to the lane. He gets the layup to fall. The lead is 15 with the shot clock off. OIB Ortho can hold for 1 and try to cut into the deficit. Going to be Michigan near the midcourt line, 60-45. Morales comes up to guard him with 7. Michigan into the lane, the floater around the rim, it goes. 3 seconds now, 2 seconds. Collins half-court heave at the horn is off the mark. So a great second quarter for the WCT Warriors. They outscore OIB Ortho 35-24, and they take a 13-point lead into the half. It's 60-47, 5 minutes here at halftime. When we come back, we'll have the second half here in Manasquan. Again, 60-47, WCT leads over OIB Ortho. We'll be back after this break on the JSBL Network. We're back here in Manasquan for the start of the second half between the WCT Warriors, who will have the ball, and OIB Ortho. WCT with a 60-47 lead, and it has been a lot of work by Scott Jamesi. Jamesi with 23 points and 9 rebounds in that first half. Both game highs, as a shot by OIB Ortho is off mark. As Jack Collins knocks down a 3 to open up the scoring in the second half. It's 63-47, largest lead of the game by either side. Here's Michigan, a runner in the lane is in and out. Jamesi with his 10th rebound, he has another double-double. Kicks to Morales, rhythm 3, and transition is good. Morales missed both of his three-point opportunities in the first half. The league's top three-point shooter hits his first, and all of a sudden it's 19 as WCT hits a 3 on the other end to put it right back down to 16. 66-50, opening minute of the second half. Here's Collins, a wraparound whip pass. Was looking for Morales, but picked off by Serrano and WCT. Here's WCT without a steam. Leaves the finger roll short. Jamesi had the rebound in his hands, but it goes out of bounds.
Out of bounds, possession remains with OIB Ortho.
So it'll be OIB Ortho ball. WCT to inbound from the baseline. Feuerbacher gives right back to WCT on a handoff. High screen from Serrano. Now gives to Feuerbacher in the corner. He'll rise from 3. That one way too strong, an air ball. And rebounded by Morales. Morales into the front court. Fires a long pass to the opposite side to Savoy. Jabs, now steps back. Fall away 3 is up, and that one around the rim and out. Savoy with 8 points in the first half as Michigan led the way with, or second on the team with 11, I should say, as a runner won't go. Amar Lane led the team with 13 points in the first half, as here's Savoy on a layup through contact, won't fall. Feuerbacher with the board. Kicks ahead to WCT. Now Michigan open in the corner, misses a 3 way short. Morales over to Collins in transition. Double clutch layup is good, and the foul. How about Jack Collins turning on the Jets? They'll get Lane on the foul, only his first, so no foul trouble for Ortho's top scorer. 1 free throw for Collins. He had 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists in the first half, and now has 9 points after the three-point play. It's 69-50. And two former Manasquan Warriors on this WCT team, Jack Collins and Ryan Frondheim, are doing well. As WCT freed himself up on a screen and hits the reverse layup as Collins hit the deck. Jack Collins was wiping off the wet spot on the floor and then didn't realize the ball was heading over towards him. Here's Jamesi. Straightaway 3 is too strong. High rebound. Finds him after the tip out from Morales, and he gets that push floater to fall. Again, he just palms the ball on the front of it. And he has such great control when he does that. As Serrano, with 2 hands, scores inside as WCT lost contain. It's down to a 17-point lead. Here's Savoy in the lane over the outstretched arm of Michigan. He finishes. 73-54, WCT misses a floater short, and that'll be a travel because he was the first one to touch it. So WCT ball with the 19-point lead. We'll get a whistle real quick. And it looks like there was something on the floor. Not sure what it was. It might have been the official's whistle, actually, as it looks like he's trying to adjust it. Not sure what happened there. Either way, we're back playing here. As here's Wells into the lane. He'll retreat after the deflection. 10 to shoot. Around a screen from Morales. Gets it in the corner. He'll rise from 3 with that quick release. And hit the backside of the rim and out as Jamesi couldn't haul in the board. Here's Lane in transition. Leaves for Feuerbacher. Goes up over Savoy, and it's blocked. Collins with a rebound. It's a 4-on-2 break. Here's Collins. Leaves for Wells. Try to get it back to Collins. A little bit too much passing. And picked off. We'll get a whistle and out of bounds off the knee of Michigan.
Kickball violation. Possession remains with OIB Ortho.
So another turnover, and WCT will take over. Here is Lane in the post. He's been the top scorer so far for Ortho, and he finishes in the lane once again. Here is Wells. The other way, drives baseline, finds Morales cutting. He got fouled on the way up. So a nice job by Andre Wells to play make while in midair, and Jacob Morales will head to the foul line.
Ortho foul, charge number 12, Justin Feuerbacher. That is his first.
Feuerbacher foul, his first.
Jacob Morales, he will be shooting 2.
And my apologies, there's actually a third Manasquan Warrior on this team. Obviously, Quinn Peters played for the Warriors as well, as Morales knocks down the first free throw. A lot of Shore guys all over this roster. Scott Messi, obviously the Rumson Fairhaven product. Shore representation all over the place. As the 2 free throws are good, it's back to 19. Here is Michigan, turnaround floater in the lane. That one won't go, but the rebound tips over to Feuerbacher. Goes up, got blocked, goes up for a second time, and he got fouled by Jack Collins.
No basket. WCT foul, charge number 13, Jack Collins, his third. Team's third at the line. Justin Feuerbacher, he will be shooting 2.
Feuerbacher's first is an air ball and short. Can't hit the second. Jamesi with the board. As Morales knocks down a tough corner 3. How about that from Morales? He's so good at getting his body square and rising up, and his form is flawless, and it's a 21-point lead as Savoy comes up with another steal. Here's Jamesi on the pass ahead, loses it, but it gets right back to Savoy. Back to Jamesi, another floater, and another make. It's up to 23 now, and WCT's control in this game has only tightened in this third quarter. As we get a foul on the other end, a bit of a collision there. And that will bring us to the media timeout. 80-57, the WCT Warriors are controlling this one. 4:44 to play in the third quarter after the foul on Andre Wells. We'll take a quick break on the other side. Final 4 and change in the third quarter here in Manasquan. We're back after the media timeout, and the foul on Andre Wells. It'll be OIB Ortho ball with a 23-point deficit. Weesey trying to cut into it with a 3, misses it long. Thomas Menegas there for an offensive rebound. He puts it back in. Long pass up to, it appeared, Ryan Fronheim, but that one too far and out of bounds. New possession for Ortho. 80-59, 4:20 to play in the third. Michigan driving into the lane. Runner is good. And again, great body control and balance to get himself to the right angle, and it's back to 19 after 2 straight buckets by OIB Ortho. Collins directing traffic, finds Frauenheim. Wells and Morales on the bench for WCT. Here's Jamesi, driving baseline, backing down Menegas. Gets to that spot once again, misses the floater short. Almost comes up with a rebound, but it stays in the hands of Serrano. Here's Michigan driving to the lane once again, and he finishes. 3 straight baskets at the rim for WCT, or for OIB Ortho, I should say, and what was once a 23-point lead is down to 17. Jamesi once again muscling in the post, and we'll get a foul on Thomas Menegas.
Ortho foul, charge number 22, Thomas Menegas, his second, team's third.
Team's third with 3:33 to play in the quarter. As Jamesi on the pick and pop, 3-pointer is good from the top of the key. That top of the key 3 is really, really strong for him. He knocks down another, and it's back to 20. As Serrano finishes on the other end. Jamesi, another one. That one's short. Here comes WC into the lane, finds a cutting Serrano. Fall away 2 is short as it lips off the rim, and Jamesi hauls in another board. He already has a double-double tonight. Back to Peters, open for 3 on the wing, leaves it short. Menegas with the rebound. As Michigan can't hit on a 3. Savoy across the half-court line will slow it down. Finds Jamesi, driving into the lane, kicks out for Peters. Once again, that's his corner, and he knocks it down. Back in his stomping grounds, Quinn Peters with another 3-pointer, and the lead is back up to 21. As a fall-away 2 from Weesey won't go, another rebound for Jamesi. A long pass ahead to Collins, in transition behind the back pass to Frauenheim. Driving into the lane, back to Jamesi, around the horn to Collins. A corner 3 is way off. Talk about selling the clip there by Jack Collins. He's been really good tonight, though, so he gets a pass for that one. Here's Menegas in the post. Can't get that layup to fall. Good defense by Jamesi. Collins leaves it for Savoy, but good defense by Weesey to pick that one off. But Savoy gets it back. Leaves for Collins. He goes up with the layup, and it's in. 88-65 with 90 seconds to play in the third quarter. Here's Serrano. They're going to get a foul away from the ball, looks like, on Frauenheim, with the size advantage going to Serrano. 2 on Frauenheim. That's the first on WCT in the last 2 minutes. We see the inbound. Finds Serrano as he drives, and there's that second foul in the last 2 minutes.
WCT foul, charge number 13, Jack Collins.
It'll be Collins on the foul, 4 on Collins. 2 free throws for Serrano coming up.
He will be shooting 2.
First free throw won't go. And that one won't go either, so no for 2 trip for Serrano. Here is Savoy off a crossover in the lane. He put it too strong. Fast break opportunity for Serrano. He missed the 2-hand dunk, but Lane right there for the offensive rebound. Finds Michigan, and he finishes in the lane. Lead is down to 21 with a minute to play in the third. Jamesi, top of the key 3. It sounded like it got blocked by Lane, but the rebound tapped out to Jamesi. Misses the floater short. Offensive rebound for Savoy. Finds Jamesi down low, and another floater. Good. Jamesi off the feed from Savoy. The lead back to 23, and Frauenheim picks up a steal. 3-on-1 break. Frauenheim will just float it up and in. Ryan Frauenheim with the basket. The lead is 25 with 30 seconds to play. Here's a layup by Michigan, and again, the control by Michigan to finish that in the lane on a high degree of difficulty. So impressive by Michigan. He's been one of the breakout scoring stars. 92-69, shot clock off, 7 seconds for Frauenheim. Off a high screen from Jamesi, fires over to him, driving, another floater, this one short, can't get it, and that is how the third quarter will end, as Michigan's heave won't count. At the end of 3, 92-69, WCT in control of this one to close out night 1 of the final week of the regular season. We'll be back with the fourth quarter coming up on the JSBL Network. We're back here in Manasquan to start the fourth quarter. It's a 92-69 lead for the WCT Warriors over OIB Ortho. They have dominated this game since the first quarter. It was 25-23 WCT after 1. Second quarter was 35-24 WCT. And in the third, it was 32-22 as Michigan turnaround fadeaway is good. As a long pass looking for Morales is picked off by Serrano. Here he comes with a full head of steam. Driving into the lane, the finger roll is good, and it's back to 19. Wells, double clutch is good over the outstretched arm, around the outstretched arm of Justin Feuerbacher. Back up to 21 as Michigan steps inside the three-point line. Two-pointer won't fall. Here's Jamesi on a corner three. That one long. Feuerbacher with the board. Serrano will bring the ball up. Weesey on the bench. Fires to Lane and a two-hand flush. Throws that one down. And the lead once again back to 19. As Frauenheim from the foul line, a smooth J. Here's Michigan, fires over to Serrano. Now over to Menegas. He's open in the corner for three. It's short. Jamesi with another board. He's got 18. And now he will try on a layup. It won't fall. But Jamesi has been the standout here in this game for WCT. 32 points and 17 rebounds. Michigan finishes on a layup. Long pass ahead to Morales. Open for three from the wing. Leaves it short, but he gets the shooter's bounce. Another three falls for Morales. That is his third of the night. He's got 13 points as a bucket on the other end once again for Michigan. He's putting up some big-time stats. Now 25 points as Jamesi throws it down with one hand. Offense is starting to open up here in the fourth quarter. Here is Lane. Once again, we see waiting to check in, and Ortho will call a timeout. It's 101-79. WCT well on their way to avoiding a bottom two finish in the standings with a win tonight. Ortho likely to fall to 1-5 here in the last week of the regular season. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick break. After the timeout, OIB Ortho with the ball. Dante Weesey checking back into the game for Ortho as their starting point guard as he kicks to Josh Michigan. Drives baseline on Jacob Morales. Now in the post. Turnaround hook is off the glass and in. The lead is 20 with 7:17 to play. I'll tell you what, Josh Michigan has a really good argument for Newcomer of the Year if we do end up doing that award. I'm not sure how the awards are going to work as Jamesi knocks down another. He is nearing a 40-piece here tonight. But Michigan, I think he's got a really good shot at Newcomer of the Year. Honestly, Weesey would have a really good shot too, as we'll get a foul on Frauenheim as Weesey stopped under the basket. Trying to think of who else would be up for that award, Newcomer of the Year. I don't know if our producer Nick has any suggestions, but Michigan and Weesey, and I'll throw Serrano in there as well. The trio for OIB Ortho certainly have a really good argument. As Serrano, on cue, finishes in the lane. It's 103 to 83. As Wells finds Jamesi down low. Kick out pass to Morales, a three. That one off the mark, but another rebound for Jamesi. Turnaround, fall away, two. Won't go. Rebound tapped out by two WCT Warriors in the hands of Weesey. Finds Feuerbacher in the lane. He finishes. And another one of those newcomers. I believe Morales has not played here before, but he definitely deserves a shout as well. As Jamesi, a long three won't go. Michigan, another board. Here is Weesey. He'll rise from three. That one is short. Frauenheim the rebound. Long pass all the way up to Quinn Peters. Nice pass as he was falling out of bounds to Wells. Behind the back, Jamesi, the highlight is finished. Oh boy, WCT up by 20, showing the passing flair. With 6 minutes to play, they're up by 21, looking to finish off their third win of the season as Michigan can't knock down a three-pointer on the other end. Here's Morales. Steps through, got fouled before the shot. It'll be on the floor.
Ortho foul, charge number 12, Justin Feuerbacher. That is his second. Team's first. Re-entering for WCT
Savoy will check back in for
Warriors.
Quinn Peters.
He replaces Quinn Peters.
Here's Jamesi in the middle of the floor. Push shot is halfway down and out. He has been so good tonight, but sometimes you just get unlucky. As Lane gets stripped, saves it. Now on the low block, finds a cutting Michigan, and he finishes on the layup. How about Michigan? As Mr. Cohen said last week, Michigan is superior. I'll give Josh Cohen's dad credit for that one. I wish I could have come up with it on my own. As Frauenheim kicks out for Savoy, a long step back three in the corner is long. As Weesey finishes through the defense on the other end. Two-pointer from Frauenheim is good, or three actually. I heard someone say two, but it's a three. Lead is back to 20 as a behind-the-back pass is picked off by Jamesi. These teams are rolling up and down the floor right now with a 20-point lead. Jamesi thought about a three from the top of the key into the lane. He just steps through and once again knocks down that hook shot. Again, just gets to it every single time. Serrano with an open lane, tried to throw it down with two hands, but got fouled by Savoy going up. And with 4:35 to play and a 22-point lead for WCT, that'll bring us to our media timeout in the fourth quarter. And 111-89, WCT controlling this one and 4 minutes and 35 seconds away from a victory. Take a quick break. Rest of the game coming up here in Manasquan. Back here after the media timeout, two shots for Justin Serrano at the line. Knocks down the first. And again, if you're just joining us late here, there are playoff implications for this game for both sides, and it looks like it's going to be a WCT victory. So with the win, would guarantee them no worse than the number 6 seed in Thursday's playoffs, as the second one won't fall Morales the rebound. So they would avoid the top 2. And with this loss, if Larson Ford beats Stearns Trailer tomorrow night, OIB Ortho is locked into facing, as Jamesi knocks down another. OIB Ortho would be locked into facing County Line Auto Body in the 1-8 matchup. So I think Ortho would probably be big Stearns Trailer fans tomorrow night. As here's Weesey in the lane, finishes through the tough contact. It's 113-92. Frauenheim with a 3, leaves it short. Amar Lane with the board. As here comes Weesey on an open 3 the other way, leaves it short. Serrano tried to punch in the putback dunk. It wouldn't fall as it was too long. Savoy leaves for Wells, now kicks out to Jamesi. Fakes on the 3, and once again, palming the ball, pushing it up and in. As Savoy picks off the pass ahead. Jamesi, a 3, another one, leaves it short, but Savoy almost there for an offensive rebound, tips out to Jamesi. He missed that one, but got his own rebound, and it looks like he got fouled. Yes, he did. Jamesi has been unstoppable in this game. Really impressive stuff from the big man. 3 fouls on Feuerbacher. 115-92, and Jamesi at the line. First one too strong. As Thomas Menegas will check in for Feuerbacher. Second one's good, so Jamesi splits a pair. He's nearing a 40-piece. He might already be there. He has been tremendous in this game. Michigan finds Lane. Now Menegas down low off the feed from Michigan. Goes up and under. He made the shot, but a traveling violation on Thomas Menegas. So it'll be WCT ball with the 24-point lead. Here's Frauenheim. Over to Jamesi. Thought about a 3. Instead, he'll drive on Serrano. Gets his pocket pick, but gets it back with under 3 to play. Here's Wells. Off a high screen. Weaving through the defense. Finds Jamesi on another hook. This might be one of the best performances of the season by anyone in the league by Jamesi tonight. He has a double-double. He might have a 20-20 by this point. A 40-20. As Lane can't finish on the other end. Menegas puts it back and in. Here is Wells. 24-point lead, back to Jamesi. Thought about another 3. Instead, he'll give to Frauenheim. Back to Jamesi in the corner. Michigan hounding him. Finds a backdoor cutting Wells, but Serrano had the good defense to rip that one as that ball deflected on the foul by Jamesi.
WCT foul, charge number 20, Scott Jamesi, his third. Team third.
3 fouls on Jamesi, but at this point with the 24-point lead, I don't think anyone's really worried about foul trouble right now. As we see into the lane, push shot is good. Lead down to 22. As here is Morales. Savoy down to Jamesi. He'll step back and take a corner 3. That one just a tad short. As Serrano in the lane with the tomahawk slam. Whew. Authority on that one. As Jamesi off the nice pass from Morales, drives in, gets his floater blocked by Lane, but it goes right to Morales. He'll give back for Jamesi with 1:20 on the clock. Up to Morales, directing traffic with 10 to shoot. Jamesi on the block, Lane guarding him. Another hook and another bucket. I mean, he is so good at getting to his spot. He's strong down. He doesn't have the most height, but he is strong down there on the low block. I believe I heard Dave Smith just say 50 points and 20 rebounds. Shout out to Scott Jamesi, man. Here's Wells, lobs it up. Savoy thought about a one-handed slam, but instead it deflects right over to Wells, who puts it in. 122 to 98, and it looks like there's a bit of a wet spot just to get Serrano in the game. And Jamesi will check out to a standing ovation from the crowd remaining here in Manasquan.
He replaces Scott Jamesi.
Jamesi will get to sit down for the last 45 seconds as Michigan knocks down another three.
Josh Michigan.
122 to 101. As Frauenheim crosses the timeline, 30 seconds now on the clock, 15 on the shot clock. Savoy driving in, goes up and under, and gets the layup to fall. We see with the shot clock off, will slow things down. 124 to 101, a commanding victory for WCT as they clinch a seed number 6 or better in Thursday's quarterfinal round, well, Thursday and Monday's quarterfinal round with 6 seconds left. That'll do it. It was a strong first quarter for both teams, but then from there it was all WCT as Thomas Menegas beats the buzzer with a dunk. 124 to 103, the WCT Warriors win. Huge victory for WCT. And we will talk with Scott Jamesi, who has 50 points and 20 rebounds for the second time this year, so don't go anywhere. We'll get Scott Jamesi on the other side after this break. Alec Krathimmel here, back on the JSBL, and we don't usually talk to people twice in one season for the post-game interview in the start of the game, unless they do something pretty special, and Scott Jamesi from the WCT Warriors with us now. You did something pretty special. 50 points, 21 rebounds. I guess first off, I got to ask the typical question. How did you feel coming into this game? Did you know you had something special brewing?
No, it was a pretty regular game. Warmed up pretty good. We had 7 guys today, so can you guys hear me?
Sorry, I didn't plug in the.
Good.
There we go. All right. Could you start over, please? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we had 7 guys, so I was ready to roll. Pretty regular game, you know. We had I think we were 2-4 before this, so we wanted to finish strong in the regular season. But yeah, it just found me early, and I kept going. So those guys were probably trying to get me a little too involved towards the end of the fourth quarter there. But yeah, no, it was a good game.
Well, you got your 50 regardless. This was a game. It was a 2-point game at the end of the first quarter, and then in the second and third quarters, you guys took over the game, built that big lead, and from there it was wraps. What kind of flipped for you guys to take over in the second and third quarter?
I think it's just dominating inside, dominating on the boards. We're starting to hit some perimeter shots, and guards getting downhill, feeding me. It's pretty straightforward from there.
And it feels like this team has really played well for a lot of the season. 3-4 on the year, but it feels like you guys have put together some really impressive flashes of play. Where do you feel like this team is now, last week of the regular season with the playoffs coming up soon?
Yeah, I mean, we're an undersized group compared to the rest of the teams in this league. I'm undersized 5 myself, and then Noah, who wasn't here tonight, he's also one of our other bigs. So we like to rotate in and out of that, but I think when we've had all of our guys here, we've been able to compete with everyone, so we're looking to do the same thing in the playoffs, whoever we got.
And again, 50 points, 21 rebounds. Did you kind of tell as the game was going on that you were approaching a really special, stat output?
No, I mean, these guys were like spewing it on the bench, so I did realize it then, but I wasn't really paying attention until they mentioned it.
Well, another win for the WCT Warriors. You guys have clinched a seed no lower than 6, so you get a top 6 seed in the playoffs coming up. I know we kind of touched on this already, but what do you think? Where do you think this team can go in the playoffs, depending on who you guys match up against?
It's just a game-by-game situation with us. I think whoever we got, we're going to give them a fight in the quarterfinals and just go from there. It's a very competitive league, especially towards playoff times when guys have their full rosters. Usually in the regular season, you see some spotty lineups. But yeah, we got to bring 100% and see who we got. And
we've seen you play in the JSBL for the last few years in a row now. It just feels like your progress has gone exponentially upwards each year. How do you feel like you've improved as a player, obviously playing at Tufts as well? How do you feel like you've improved as a player over these last few years?
It has a lot to do with just mental strength over the years. I think for me, that was something I struggled with a lot. Honestly, throughout the entirety of my high school career, I think I really hit my peak in college and throughout the summers. And I think playing against pros like this, other college guys throughout these leagues down here in Manasquan, has really helped my progression. Just being mentally strong in that and trusting my ability against anyone. So
that was actually going to be my next question, facing off against some of these really established big men, whether in college or the professional ranks, but you already answered it, so thank you for that.
No, yeah.
Scott Jamesi, 50 points, 21 rebounds as the WCT Warriors defeat OIB Ortho 124-103. Scott, congratulations on what a performance tonight. Best of luck the rest of the season, and hope you play well in the playoffs.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.